Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. And the question for today is write the symptoms and management of shoot and fruit borer of brinjal and diamondback moth in cabbage. So these two are the important pests of the respective crops. Shoot and fruit borer is one of the most destructive pests for brinjal, and diamondback moth is one of the most destructive pests of cabbage. So we have to discuss the symptoms and management. So let's see how we can approach the answer. So in the introduction part, you can mention how these two leads to yield losses. For example, you can write that how borer in brinjal can lead to the yield losses of 20% to 80%. Okay, whereas diamondback moth in cabbage can also lead a huge yield losses to 20 to I think it's a bit less, around 10% to 50%. Okay, and only don't they reduce the yields, they reduce the market value, they reduce the acceptability among the customers, they reduce the export potential. So all these things can be reduced of the these vegetables, which can lead to not only yield losses but huge income losses to farmers, huge income losses to farmers. So these are the things which you can mention in the introduction part. Now let's move to the body, that is symptoms and management of shoot and fruit borer in brinjal and then diamondback moth in cabbage. So first of all we will take shoot and fruit borer in brinjal. Shoot and fruit borer in brinjal, and this is generally caused by organism named leucinodes orbanellis, orbonellis, leucinodes orbanellis. So this is the pest kind of. Now first of all we will see the symptoms. Symptoms of fruit borer and shoot borer in brinjal. So you will find a huge shoot damage. Okay, you will find a young larvae bore into tender shoots, causing wilting and dropping of the terminal parts. Okay, what they do? They bore in tender shoots, leading to wilting of the plants. Secondly, wilting, or you can simply say dropping, wilting and dropping of the terminal parts of plant. Secondly, you can also mention about fruit damage. First one is shoot damage, next one is the fruit damage. So what happens? Larva bore into fruits, leaving holes plugged with excreta. So what you will find, suppose this is a brinjal. So I hope you have been to market to buy brinjal. So we always look for holes. If there is holes in brinjal, we reject them. Okay, and you will find a lot of brinjals with these holes because it is the most infested pest of brinjal. So what happens? They bore into the fruit, or you can say they bore into the fruit of brinjal, and they excrete on those bores. Excrete. So it becomes unacceptable. Okay. Next, infestation signs. You will find that this fruit only. This is the third point, but this fruit only. This fruit becomes deformed. This fruit becomes rotted and unmarketable, which I have just discussed. Next, there is huge yield losses. Okay, if the infestation is heavy, it can lead to yield losses of 60 to 70% and go up to 80% also. So these are the major symptoms. You can write these 3-4 symptoms, that would be enough. Now, how will you manage them? Management. So you can divide the management part into cultural, mechanical, biological, chemical, all these things. So first of all, we can discuss the cultural part. In cultural, what we can do, we can remove and destroy infested fruits and fruits. Remove and destroy the infected parts. Simply you can write remove and destroy. Then we can grow resistant varieties. Resistant varieties, for example, we can grow Arka seal, Arka kesab, Arka seal, Arka kesab. So these two are very important. You should remember the name Arka seal and Arka kesab. We can avoid monocropping or continuous cropping of brinjal in the same field. We can go to crop rotation, that is, we can use light traps to monitor and reduce adult moth population. We can use light traps for the moth population, or you can say adult moth which will become poorer in the coming phases. So these are the cultural practices. Secondly, we can also mention about mechanical practices. Mechanical. So in mechanical, obviously we can remove those all those the eggs in the soil, all of these things, and you can use your pheromone traps. Although pheromone traps can be written in cultural also, but can be written in mechanical also. Because what we will do, all the pheromone traps which attract a lot of mass trapping, in which mass amount of moths, male moths or borers are trapped, we will destroy it. Okay, we will destroy all the moths trapped there. Okay, so mass trapping, I think 12 to 15 pheromone traps in acre can be used here. Next, biological methods can be used. In biological methods, we can use trichogramma. It is a parasitoid. We can use biopesticides. Okay, biopesticides such as neem oil we can use, or you can simply write about neem formulations we can use, or you can use BT based pesticides. Okay, BT based pesticides. So this will be the biological method. We can also do chemical control. So in chemical methods we can use benzoate, okay, or imamectin benzoate. IMAMECTIN. Imamectin benzoate can be used. Okay, so all these things are the management. I have mentioned all the parts of integrated pest management which you can use to manage the fruit and shoot borer of brinjal. I think if you write this much of point, that would be enough. Now moving to the second crop, that is second pest, that is Diamondback moth in cabbage. Diamondback moth in cabbage. So its biological name is Plutella xylostella. Plutella xylostella. So you can mention if you remember it. Now, first of all, we will see the symptoms. What symptoms are there? Obviously, you will find leaf damage here also. Okay, what you will find that small larvae scrap leaf surface initially, making it irregular holes. So you will find irregular holes in leaves. Secondly, you will also find silken webbing in the leaves. Silken webbing. Okay. So what happens? Larvae often found under silken webs or undesirable on the undersides of the leaves. Suppose this is the leaves. So on the underside of the leaf, you will find some a silky or glossy appearance, white color, under which you will find larva. Okay. So silken webbing can be found in the leaves. Next, they reduce head formation, especially in cabbage, where the head is the marketable part. So they reduce head formation. They can also lead to stunted growth. stunted growth and very less or under development. They can also lead to they can also feed the leaves. Okay, during feeding of the leaves, you will find them make leaves skeletonized. What is skeletonized? That only leaves skeleton will be remaining. Okay, and all the things in between, all these things will be like this. You will be remaining, and everything would be eaten by the larva. So these are the symptoms of the diamondback moth. Now, how can you manage them? Management of diamondback moth. First of all, obviously, you can do cultural control. So in cultural control, obviously, crop rotations will be of high value. We have to rotate with non-cruciferous crops. Rotate with non-cruciferous crops. That is what this cabbage is a cruciferous crop. So if you rotate with non-cruciferous crops, the establishment of pest will become difficult. Obviously, we will remove and destroy crop residues and weeds. You will use trap crops. You can use trap crops. You can use trap crops. So all these things can be done in cultural control. Secondly, we can also write about mechanical control. Here we can use light traps, permanent traps, all these things. Light and permanent traps can be used. Next, we can mention about biological control. Here we can use enemies, natural enemies such as parasitoids. So in parasitoids, you can use Cortesia plutelli, sorry. So this is a parasitoid. Again, you can use BT formulations such as delphine can be used, BioBeat can be used. You can remember these names. It will give you an age in the answers. Delphine, BioBeat, all these things can be used. And next, obviously, we will do chemical control. In chemical, you can mention about spinosad. You can mention about colentranipolis, colentrani, colen, difficult to remember, chlorentraniliperol. Remember Spanish said it will be very difficult to remember. I have written here, so I am spelling it, but it will be very difficult to remember. So these are the things, these are where the chemical management practices we can do here. And obviously in the conclusion you can mention about use of IPM, integrated pest management, against these pests will only not help us to reduce yield, but it will also minimize chemical residues. It will ensure ecological balance and all, and at the end it will get us rid of these pests. So that is all for today. If you like it, so please press the like button, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis, and if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.